right, so first I wanted to discuss a little bit the importance of working with subconscious mind. So first maybe let's talk about what is subconscious mind. So usually we hear these three things together, conscious, then we hear subconscious, and then we also hear unconscious. So conscious, if I say it simply, I don't like things to be too complicated too. Conscious is what we are aware of. So for example, you can be aware of the temperature of your body and saying, oh, I'm hot somewhere on my body, I'm feeling hot. So this is your awareness. This is something that you are aware of, you know about, and this is part of your conscious level of being. And so if I stay with the same example of the heat, then subconscious would be how the body is working with that information. What is the internal process of the body to deal with the temperature? Let's say you are cold or you are hot. The body will be reacting into it in a certain way. You are aware of it, but you have no control of it, and you are not aware of all the processes that are engaged into the management of that situation. So that is subconscious process. Same goes how your kidneys are working right now, or your liver, or any kind of internal organ. You quickly understand that you are aware that you have kidneys, but you have no idea what they are doing right now. And the same thing going on with the mental processes as well. Many things that you notice, for example, in dreaming practices, you will say, oh, tonight I want to shift, or I want to know that I'm dreaming, and but you wake up in the morning and you only realize, well, it didn't happen. So how do you talk to your, and sometimes you do. So I would like to deepen this conversation about how do you actually communicate to your inner self, inner workings that are going on there, your subconscious that is doing things that are a little bit out of your control. And unconscious are things which are so unconscious. I do not see a computer or an entity working in there. So I would just say, I could be right, I could be wrong, I'm just giving my classification there. So unconscious, I would say it's a bunch of information to which you do not have access to. So it's like you have a library, your father has put books inside, but you don't even know they exist. Or maybe you were young and you know that you have a book there when you were 5-year-old, but now you have no idea. That went to the level of unconscious. So you have no idea about an information, and this is unconscious. So if I repeat again, conscious is things that you know and you are aware and you are more or less in control. Subconscious, you know that it is existing, you know that the process is going on, but you do not have control of how it is being done. You only realize it is an intelligent process, it is going on, but you have no idea how it is being done. And unconscious are the information, is the information that is inaccessible to you. So this is the classification. And now, why talk about it in the practice of lucid dreaming, astral projection, etc., shifting? Because you realize that there is a process, for example, behind the dream environment. There is something that is in charge of the construct, of the experience. Something there is an intelligence that is building the forest. When you wish to have the forest in front of you, there is an intelligence that is building the forest. You can enjoy the forest with your consciousness and with your awareness. You can approach the tree and touch the tree, take the leaves and see the details of the leaves with your consciousness. But you have no idea how they came into existence. So that is the process of the subconscious. And even you looking at me right now, you see Yuri, the light comes through the webcam going out on your screen, you see there, and Yuri is being built up inside you. You are enjoying Yuri, the sound of my voice, but you have no idea how I exist inside you. That is the subconscious that is in charge of it. You can call it any name you like, it doesn't matter. What I propose is just to realize that there is something that is doing something for you, and you are not in control of it. You can ask things, you can be granted with a result, but you have no idea how the result has been built for you or within you. Not to put the process outside of your authority. It's within you, it's under your authority, but it's something that you don't control very well. So that is the subconscious mind in a few words. What is the function of subconscious? You can dig a little bit of information, and I didn't dig it all, but I dig a little bit, and sometimes you can find something that is subconscious related to evolution of the human, and subconscious is in charge of survival very often. Take example again of digestive system or something like that. I like to give another example is there is a loud noise, bang. The first reaction that you're gonna have is, you're gonna and who did that? Of course you say, oh Yuri, I did that, but did you consciously decide to do so? You will say, Yuri, I didn't have time. So who did that? So again, for me, I could be right, I could be wrong, but I will attribute this function again to subconscious. We subconsciously can very quickly take decision, react, and sometimes subconscious overrides altogether the conscious functioning. It goes to the subconscious fiber inside us, or how I would call it, something more fundamental, and something that is running inside our veins and our DNA, from the caveman up until now. The roar of a tiger is a loud sound, and you better get yourself together and out of here before you get eaten by the lion. Something like that. And same, like for example, you remember maybe in one of the modules I was saying that there are some natural fears that we have: the loud sound and the gravity. If you take a baby that is only 1 year old and you just lean the baby backwards, he's 1 year old, has no idea about altitude, height, dangers, and the baby will try to catch. Same like what is happening with us if you start to transition while you are falling asleep and you start to catch your bed. Who is catching the bed? You consciously deciding to catch the bed, or something else? Again, I see there something else, and not at all a conscious reaction there. So the function of subconscious, I see, if I just summarize without saying too much blah blah blah, I would say it is the well-being of the whole human being, with the physical, with the psyche and everything. So I would say subconscious mind is in charge of well-being, and well-being on a broad term, as a broad term, to feel good physically, to feel good mentally, to have arteries clean, and vitamins absorbed, and do not get too psychopathic about the problem at work, etc. There is many things that are managed subconsciously, because it's not something you go tonight and say, oh, tonight I'm gonna sleep and my dream's gonna work on my issue in the office, and it doesn't happen. So there is another inner knower that is taking charge and taking decision of what to do, and we need to find out how to work with it. How to impact the subconscious mind? You will quickly realize that you can tell yourself, oh, tonight I'm gonna have a lucid dream, astral projection, I'm gonna shift, and it doesn't happen. Or you like, for example, you can do the entrainment with reality checks that we gonna talk about in a short while, and many practitioners come back and say, oh, I've been doing reality checks for the past 2 years and I'm still having one lucid dream per month. Or a beginner who starts to work with some kind of entrainment, trying to communicate to the subconscious, yes, I want to shift, I want to have lucid dream or astral projection, but it doesn't happen. It takes time, and something else will pop up instead of what you are interested in. So how to impact? So I will tell you a few things that I find out, and some of them were a little bit difficult to voice out, to put words on them. But let's put words on them. Put some. So I have 4 points to share with you guys, and you try to implement them and see how it works for you. So this is still very edgy research going on there. It has not been tested on hundreds of people, but by making research with other teachers and listening to other students, after a while I start to get my own ideas on it. So let's see. It's not all from me. There's other things. It's always a congregate. It's always Michael Raduga, guys who work with him, myself, my students, you guys, everybody. So one thing to impact the subconscious mind is importance. So you can maybe write it down. Importance. What is importance? So since we understand that subconscious mind works with survival and well-being of the human being, hence, if we can communicate to subconscious mind and say, oh, this is important for me, it is important for me to shift because, then you will be granted with resources of subconscious mind, and then subconscious mind is going to help you to be successful in dreaming practices in general. So what does it mean to something important in the eyes of subconscious mind? Well, we just said that well-being is health and mental, and maybe for somebody could be spiritual, but spiritual is a little bit difficult to put words on. Everybody is spiritual in different ways. So if we focus on the body, health, so let's say I have a health issue and I say to my subconscious, well, I'm gonna shift and I'm gonna perform healing on part of my body. Well, that's important. So if you subconscious is like, oh my God, I'm already working every night to heal that guy who is abusing me every single day with cigarettes, for example, and now he wants to perform something finally to quit smoking. Oh, okay, let's give him opportunity, and you will notice that, when you clearly voiced out what you want to do, you get granted the experiences, and and you will remember what you want to do. You put, of course, all of this in your plan of action, you execute, and I want you to work hand in hand with the subconscious mind by saying this. Or it could be a mental issue, you know, you are in difficulty, for example, to take the necessary actions towards your goal, and the problem is not physical, the problem is mental. Mentally, you know, we always postpone something, do it tomorrow, or in 1 hour. It's the same thing. I do it later, or I do it tomorrow, or I will do my best to meet you. You know, when I will try to meet you. No. I'm meeting you tomorrow. That's an action. So, okay, I'm not giving you philosophy on action and procrastinating, but you see what I mean with working with subconscious. So you say, oh, mentally I'm having a blockage, I would like to work on a mental issue or physical issue. So these two examples can be understood by you without going into some kind of mysterious, mystical kind of explanation of importance in the eyes of subconscious. So what is the key in terms of this relationship that I've just voiced out between you, your subconscious, and the practice of shifting, lucid dreaming, astral projection? You remember I told you guys, have a plan of action. And at the beginning, what I told you guys is have a plan of action, because that is going to give you motivation. Motivation for the practice, so you go at night and you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna do this and that. So that's what we said many years ago, and this has not evolved since then. So already that time we already noticed that having a plan of action with well-defined things that you want to perform, thanks to this ability to shift and to directly communicate with your inner self, subconscious, inner knower or something like that, we already spoke about it. But now what I'm doing is pushing it a little bit further and putting under the daylight hey guys, let's acknowledge that there is something going on inside, and that guy has a lot of information, is really powerful, and is actually listening to what we have to say with our daily kind of functioning. So if I tell, because subconscious is, you take it as it's just a way to explain. If I say subconscious is in charge of the shift, then this is the guy I have to talk to. This is the guy I have to work with. If I abuse myself by not sleeping at night, some guys do, to shift, they will do some extreme practice by not sleeping enough, and then to have more REM periods to catch up with, and then maybe they have success for one time, and the next day subconscious is, hey, okay, I know what the guy is doing. He can try it another 2-3 times. He was successful one time, but I'm not letting him to destroy his body. You see what I mean? So you might be successful with something because you did something extreme, you overslept, you underslept, or some guys drink too much water or not enough, so they and it works, it works. But subconscious is very quick to learn. Take for example the mask, the mask that detect your REM and then they flash you or do some sounds and then they to try to wake you up. They work one time. And what happens the next time when the mask is flashing your eyes? The subconscious will be building something around you in the dream state, and even if the mask has speakers on your ears, you'll be hearing the ears, and the guy will be coming to you in the dream state and saying, Oscar, you are sleeping. Wake up, and you'll be like, why are you and you will be in the dream state, why are you telling me this? And you'll be like going off. And then you wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, it didn't work. Because subconscious is that smart.
If you don't tell your subconscious why you are doing all of this, and it's not clear for you why are you doing all of this, maybe your subconscious will say, no, let's do like all these centuries ago with humans sleep at night. I manage it for him. He better not put his he's a little bit crazy with daily awareness into my space. He has no idea what he's dealing with. So no, enough. Sleep, Yuri, sleep. Sleep as usual, you know. You see what I mean?
The science of a prayer. If I go on a daily basis with my daily blah 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 blah, I want something important, blah 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 blah, how subconscious knows that what has been said to be important or not. And there is another thing that is going on, is that subconscious does not take care of the negation. What I mean by that is, if I say I don't want to be scared of the snakes, if you are in the dream state, you will get the snakes. So you quickly understand that subconscious doesn't care about don't or not. So you must be positive in what you are asking. And again, if your message is encapsulated into another blah 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 before that and after that, it's not easy for the subconscious to know what you want exactly. So what I do is I sit down, I start to stare at something, and I blank out in my head, and then I say what I want, and I blank out again. Like this, I have silence before I say something, then I voice out inside me. I don't talk with my lips, it's inside my head. So I have I stop my internal dialogue for a small period of time. I voice out what I want to do, and I continue with another silence. So the message is encapsulated in silence. You see what I mean?
Another thing in terms of importance is honesty with yourself. And there you have to sit down carefully and to be very transparent with yourself, and not invent some kind of importance that is not important for you. So there you can work with something that could be, you know, suppressed by the culture, by the family, by the environment where you are, and you couldn't do it, for example, and that makes you frustrated or not full being, for example. That is something important, and then you see, when you fix a goal, it has to be very honest with you in terms of importance. Not to say, oh, I want to fly to the moon because you know everyone flies to the moon, and while you still have pain in the back, which is more important than flying to the moon. You know, subconscious say, yeah, okay, fly to the moon. The guy still have a back pain, you know, or the guy is still smoking, having liver problem, and or drinking, and the guy want to visit Mars. Excuse me, no. we're gonna work on more important issues. So this is where you need to know what is important for you. But I do not find that it is also so stringent. It's not, you know, it's not, it doesn't have to be your priority number 1, 2, or 3. But being honest, that's why important in something of interest for you, like we were talking about plan of action, and this is where you come and say, oh, this is something I really want to do because this is interesting, or this is important for me, and that's it. This is done, you know. Another trick to talk to the subconscious. Okay, So it has been voiced out by more than one already. So I just want you to pay attention to what I'm going to tell you. Experiment, and you will see the results that are linked to it. So it goes like this. You say, oh, tonight I am going to shift. For some reason, in the evening, before you go to sleep, you say it that way, and you know that tonight is going to happen. And it happens. And so I want you to pay attention to these occurrences in particular, where you are sure of the result, and the result is happening. So that is another way to impact the subconscious mind, is to be sure of the result. If you watch all of these videos, I don't want to even mention, but no, I don't want to mention. Just but many guys talk that way, but actually they were right. And so just pay attention to it, and see how it works for you, and then try to reproduce that feeling on purpose. It's not gonna be easy. Sometime you will be in, sometime you will be out, and you will know it. You say, oh my God, I tried, I sit down, no, I know I didn't do it. And some nights, some evenings, you will be like, okay, I did it. There is a high chance tonight. You know, you will know it. You will know it up front. So it's like I said before the class, some things are not very easy to put on the lips, not easy to explain. So just put it as a point, write down, and start to pay attention to it. What does it mean for you personally to be sure that tonight is going to work? Well, whatever you have projected, either you are practicing your upon awakenings or direct method, or you are on your day of rest, and you just say, oh, I'm resting, but I'm sure tonight is going to be a spontaneous one, you know. So pay attention to that one. Element of surprise for the subconscious. Something that is surprising. So it has many aspects. You can run your imagination there. Just remember what I just said. Run your imagination, try to surprise yourself as much as you can. And another one is to come out from the habit. So it's surprise and come out from the habit, they work a little bit together. For example, take for example, you doing a technique, you are applying some techniques upon awakening, and you have planned technique number 1, 2, 3, etc., or something like that, and all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, you start doing something else, and that thing starts to work. You surprised yourself, and you have surprised subconscious that way, and subconscious is getting off guard, and you will have really good results. So write it down and try to do it. For example, when you are practicing, you're doing a practice, do it. This is one aspect, so it's very, very technical. You are plan and just allow yourself to perform something else completely you didn't plan at all. Allow yourself some element of surprise within what you have planned, and you will see that has quite a big impact. You get your subconscious, I think, your subconscious is getting off guard. It's not ready. It knows, oh, Yuri is gonna do this and this, teleportation, separation, phantom movement, and all of a sudden, bang, stand up. You know, the separation, there was no sign, nothing, boom. And I have been successful this week in particular, with the reality checks, which we are going to come a little bit in a short while, I do everything, and at the end, a reality check, and the reality check works. And sometimes it happens, I'm doing the techniques, nothing works. Even I start to do the errors such as making a judgment about me being awakened, like I ask you guys not to do it, and I start doing it, and I do reality check as quick as possible, and I surprise myself with the reality check. None of the technique is working, and the reality check done just, you know, really as a surprise, as an element of surprise, and it works. So that is something within the practice. Another thing, the beginners don't deal with it. The subconscious is like, yeah, finally he getting awareness in the dream state, full gear, you are very successful at the beginning, but as time goes, you will have the drops, you do the techniques, and they don't work anymore. This is where you have to start to work with your subconscious much better, much more closer. At the beginners usually don't have these issues. You do the techniques, they work very fast, and you know it. You start to do for the first time, or you didn't practice for 2-3 months, 4 months, and then you get back to practice. Oh my God, it works so well. And then within 1 month, hey, the results start to drop. This is what I'm talking about. You need to be very, very well cautious of how your subconscious works with you. So this is the examples I was giving you within the practice. Very technical. You put an element of surprise, and you will surprise yourself. Now, during the day, so you will hear things like do something intense intellectually. Intellectual activity helps. Like, you know, read the book, but for the whole day. You know, instead of doing what you do every day, you take a Saturday and you read the book the whole day, or you sit on the computer and you work the whole day. But something different. I would say something different compared to the usual. If your work is working with the computer in the same program every day, that will not make a difference. But if you make a research that you didn't do before and you are very applied into the research, okay, that will make a difference. Or it can be a physical activity, it doesn't matter, but it's something that is very intense and it takes you away from the habit, takes you away from the habitual. That is making another trick into the whole subconscious thing, I find. And you can find many guys that will say, meditation, you know, guys doing meditation, that's a very different activity there, you know. I don't do meditations for 1 or 2 hours. I don't do that. I'm lazy now. But I can work for a long time, or I can do something for a very long time. No problem. So the trick there is to come out from the habit. So write it down, get yourself out of the habit, and do something in a focused way, intensely. That is really something that is helping you with activation of your awareness in the dream state. And that works with subconscious. I cannot put the words right. Why does it work well? But you will hear many guys talking about it, or in a way you can reattach it to what I just told you. The guys say, oh, I'm doing meditation, or every time I spend the day training, or and I have dreams, I'm away in my dreaming practices. Naturally, no technique applied. You see, just subconscious is getting out of a habit. Sometimes what you can do as well is change the way you do things. You are going to your work, for example, through this street and that street, and you always walk head down, walking around. Start to look left, right. Change the habitual. Do not fall into the habits. You are in the shower, don't shower the same way on autopilot. Try to feel the water or something. You see, surprise yourself. The more you surprise yourself, you will see you will be also more aware, because you start to pay attention, come out from the habit. Don't get, so you pay more attention basically. I didn't voice out awareness of being more aware or be more present or nothing like this. Come out from the habit. So even things that you do every day on a daily basis in the same way, do them differently. If you walk like this, maybe walk a little bit on the other side of the street. You know, change perspectives. Don't let your brain feed the autopilot. Then you go to the dream state, autopilot. You see what I mean? Don't let yourself on autopilot. Always, you know, something new. I'm done. Okay. So I would like to. I will try to do it in one shot now. All the subjects about reality checks. Nothing mysterious there. The words are already there to voice it out. But I think it's quite important to reaffirm the importance of reality checks. And personally, I have been very successful in the past 3 days. I was successful with just reality checks 2 days ago and this morning as well. So 3 days and three shifts, 2 shifts, 2 days ago and one last night, just with reality checks. So reality checks. One is, of course, the one that everyone knows on the planet is during the day put an alarm, or without the alarm 10 times per day, do reality check and imagine what happens if the reality check is positive, what you're gonna do, and you do entrainment during the day, and then you expect the result to appear in the dream state. But we talked about the subconscious that you can wish for, but subconscious has another story to unroll, or something else more important to do, and you can have your reality checks. You know what I mean. So okay. So that is one way to work with reality checks. It works if you insist on them for a long time. Definitely they will penetrate the dream space, the dream time, and at some point you will do reality check in the dream state, and hence, okay, then you have the result. But I wouldn't say it's very efficient. It works, but it's not very efficient. Another way to employ the reality checks, I already said it today, I think, is at the end of your attempts. Because like we said, sometimes you apply the techniques and the techniques are not revealing themselves, they are not positive, and you decide to go to sleep to attempt the next time you wake up, or the next day if you are doing direct attempts. I say no. Do a reality check as your final action before you fall asleep, and you will surprise yourself that nothing has worked. You have been climbing a ladder or phantom movement or whatever technique you are using. Everything has failed, and at the end, a reality check. I like to do the closing the nose, the nostrils, and the result will be positive. So this night I was breathing through the nostrils 10 times. I was not believing myself. I was trying to close the nostrils better and better. And I inhale, I say 10 times, I exaggerate, but I inhaled probably 5 times, still not believing that it's come on, it's not possible. I am in my bed, again, trying to convince myself. After a while, I stood up, still walking in my house and still breathing through the nose and not believing myself. Okay, let's fly, because then while trying to fly, I was there, okay, hopefully I don't hump my butt. But flying, no issue. So jokes apart, okay, I'm making myself laugh there. Finish up your attempts with reality checks. That is point number 2. Yeah? Okay. Another one is if you are not sure, of course. So if a little bit like me this morning, and you are not sure. And you will notice that very often, if you are not sure, that means you have shifted. If you do statistics, you will see. and try to actually to capture that not sure. Okay, too many things to pay attention to, but when you doubt, you are done. If you do statistically, you will be shifted in many times. And the last one is take a habit. But okay, for example, one habit, of course, at the end of the practice, and one easy habit. It's not gonna yield many results. I'll be honest with you. It's a bit like with the regular practice. It doesn't yield directly. It doesn't yield many results. And another one is taking a habit. So I take a habit every time you go to the washroom. Make a reality check, and you will start to fly in the bathroom after a while. Trust me. Not each time when you go to the bathroom. It's a real one. Okay, dream science. It takes time though to work with the dream science. So it's true. It's another way to put the reality checks with it. So instead of doing the reality checks during the day for no apparent reason, I started that way. But by the way, first I read associate reality checks with opening a door or meeting a person. But sometimes we don't open doors at all, or we have an experience where we don't have someone. So I started to do reality checks with no apparent reason, for no reason. But as time went, I actually started to associate them with occurrences during the day, with something that keeps repeating with you. But sometimes the difficulty with dream science is like, for example, I have one dream sign is missing a train or missing a plane or being in a hurry to catch a plane or something like this. Well, now is a quarantine, I'm not catching any plane or running after a car or something like that. So there is no way for me to put it associated with something that is happening during the day. So then I do it mentally. I remind myself about the train station and reality check, or even if I didn't do reality check, I mean physically taking my hand and closing the nostril. But I actually do it. I actually take my hand and reminding about the dream sign and doing it that way. Yes. So dream science is if you follow your dream journal, you write down, you will find the common themes. For those who don't know what dream signs are, you will find your common themes within a month. So just last month I recorded 15 occurrences of running after a train, a car, a bus, a plane, cannot find the tickets, I'm too late, and so on. Always missing the transport to go somewhere. And of course, put reality check with it. Okay guys, so I'm done.
As usual, Yuri with lucid tips and tricks for you guys, and come subscribe to my channel, blah blah blah, etc. See you guys soon. Thanks again, and Yuri Zaritsky from Lucidity for All signing out. Ciao guys.